Then they see me passing by, now they call me the 5J. See me when I drive up, they calling me the drive swing. And I got a swing, man, it's Texas, it's the driveway. Damn, I'ma do my thing.
What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. A Friday NBA talk with Jay. You see what I'm saying? Let's get some cash today. Honestly, I don't really. I made one play today, and unfortunately, the line did move a little bit too far for me to suggest it or as a recommendation. But gonna break the guard game down as always, my guys. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you really do like the show, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's try to get to some cash today on this beautiful Friday. Fridays are a little tricky, to be honest with you. I don't know, for whatever reason last year Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays were a little tricky. There's funky things that goes on in the NBA, but this is the first day of the in-season tournament games. And I wouldn't be surprised if some funky things happen today as well. But about to break down every game, let you know how I'm looking. I'll tell you guys what I bet. I don't like to come on here and tell you like a bet that I bet an earlier game, but like people that the members know, I sent out a play yesterday. But it's all good, man. Let's get straight to it. First game up. Let's head over here to the streets of Indiana in this one. Pacers getting 3 points at the house versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. And honestly, I mean, it's really hard to break down this game without knowing if Tyrese Halliburton in there. He's literally the whole Pacers team. This team plays so different without him. He's the heart and soul on the team. He's the best passer on the team. I mean, shit, outside of Buddy Hill, he might even be the best shooter on the team as well. So, in my opinion, I just look at him like he's the whole team here. Cavs coming off a big win versus the Knicks, which the win that they needed. This team was struggling coming on. I like the Cavs. I'd like to back the Cavs just like a lot this season. I think this is a team that's coming out hungry. I believe Jared Allen is questionable in this game as well. I know he's been practicing, so maybe this could be the game that he comes back. I know when the Cavs get everybody in there, and they got Mitchell, Levert, Garland, and when they got their whole starting five, Mitchell, Garland, Max Strus, Levert coming off the bench as well, Mobley and Jared Allen. When they get going, we'll be back in this team. I think they're going to go on like a streak where they cover like 10 straight games. It could start here. They're only 1-4 against the spread. My problem is the Pacers got absolutely annihilated in their last game. One of my main system is to back a team coming off of like a 30-point loss. This team just lost by 50. They lost by 51 points. It's got to be some type of record or something. I mean, you got to come back with something like that after that as well, man. So this is a tough game. I know that the Cavs are the better team, but I also know that the Pacers are pissed off after. I mean, this is a bounce back J spot for the Pacers coming off a 50-point loss as well. So Tyrese Halliburton did have an illness. That's why he was out last game. Benedict Mathurin had an elbow injury as well in the last game. He did end up playing. He only played 15 minutes, though, and scored 8 points. He went 4 of 7 from the field, missed all 3 of his three-pointers. So maybe Mathurin really is hurt over there. Maybe he shouldn't even played in that last game. So be honest with you, a really tough game for me to try to figure out. I know that if Allen isn't out, this game could probably still go over, in my opinion, because they're not as great defensively, but I'll tell you straight up, it's a tough game to figure out. Mainly because if the Pacers won last game, I'd be all over Cavs here. But I know deep down within me, when you lose by 50, I mean, the next game you can't wait to get that bad taste out of your mouth. But the Cavs are the better team here, so no look for me in this game. And like I say, it doesn't even really matter much to me until I know if Tyrese Halliburton is playing in this game. You know what I'm saying? He's a huge part to the Pacers and what they do. He's just one of those type of players that you need to know if he's in or out before you can really even properly handicap the game. If he's out, you can't look towards Pacers. I'm sorry, you just can't do it, man. So this I don't really have a strong feel on that particular game. Bounce back spot for the Pacers, they would need Halliburton. That's the only way they could even start to bounce back in that one. Cavs are the better overall team. Let's see if Jared Allen, also one of the big pieces as well, need to see if he's playing in that one. Let's go over here to the streets of Milwaukee in this one, man. Bucks, they're struggling right now, guys. They're struggling right now. They have beaten the Knicks 6 straight times. They've basically owned the Knicks. They've went 5-0-1 against the spread against them in their last 6 meetings. It doesn't matter whether it's in New York. It doesn't matter whether it's in Milwaukee. They just seem to smack them up, have their number as well, man. So Bucks also coming off an ugly loss, though. I'd like to think that the Bucks would bounce back here. And I'll tell you this, man. This is an in-season tournament. There's going to be it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for us because there's going to be some of the teams that we don't think is the better team, but they might have more motivation for the in-season tournament trophy and for the, you know what I'm saying, 500,000, which I'll be perfectly honest, 500,000 is probably a lot to us. It's not really a lot to NBA players. It might be to some guys coming off the bench or like the 12 man that's getting paid like 450,000 for the year or something. But for the players that's playing, like I know Bismack Biyombo just signed the deal with the who did Bismack Biyombo just go to? Just one second. He went to the Grizzlies and he got a $5 million deal. You see what I'm saying? He's not even a starting type of role player. So NBA players can get paid $2 to $3 million a year on a really low deal. So but I guess what I'm saying is the certain teams might have their aspirations like, all right, in-season tournament, that's cool. We want the actual trophy. You see what I'm saying? So wouldn't be surprised if we see some upsets today in these type of games. I would lean Bucks here -5.5. I'll keep saying it, man. Dame Lillard and Malik Beasley. You can't start these two together, man, because they're both absolute food on defense. And you can't start Malik Beasley anyway. If he's not going to be making threes, what the hell is he out there for, in my opinion? So last game versus Toronto, he did go 6 for 9 for three. He was still -23 on his plus minus. He led the team in scoring with 20 points, and he was still -23 in his plus minus, man, which means that he was still absolute food on defense. Him and Dame, the worst two players on the court, -26 and -23 there, man. But Chris Middleton only played 17 minutes. He scored 11 points. Giannis, he only has 16 points, man. So maybe a bounce back game from him. They got absolutely waxed versus the Raptors. I know that they can't wait to get back on the right path as well. So I'd lean Bucks here. I'd lean Bucks in the first quarter as well. Knicks are coming off a loss as well. If Knicks were coming off a win, it would definitely be a first quarter spot to back the Bucks. They do have six times revenge. This line is moving down towards the Knicks as well. So some sharp money coming in on the Knicks when it was at +6.5. Personally, I lean the Bucks here, but I mean, I'm not betting this fuck. I'm not betting the Bucks right now. I'm telling you right now, until they figure things out, I can't even look towards their way. Griffin obviously is a new coach. He needs to figure out his rotations over there. You got to get Beasley out of the starting lineup. I'm sorry, man. I don't know who you're gonna put in there. Maybe Bocamp. You got to do something. Bring Beasley off the bench. Let him be like a little spark off the bench. Him starting this alongside Dame, I'm just not a big fan of. And I mean, the numbers prove it. It's not working out for him right now. It's not working out. So I'd like to lean towards the Bucks and the bounce back spot at the house as well. They've owned the Knicks. The Knicks can't stop Giannis. They don't really have an answer for Giannis. Julius Randle isn't playing his best basketball right now as well. So I'd lean Bucks here, but personally, I won't get there with my money, my guys. I'm not forcing any plays today, to be perfectly honest with you. So Bucks laying 5.5 is the only way I could look. I lean their way in the first quarter in the full game. I straight up, I'm not playing it. I can't trust them with my hard-earned money, guys. Another team I can't trust. Let's go to Chicago here. Bulls laying 3.5 points at the house versus the Brooklyn Nets in this one. I'd like to take the Nets. I think that the Bulls are finna. First off, I think they're finna blow things up. Second off, I'm not laying points with this team. I'm not laying points with the Chicago Bulls. It's not going to happen. They did play the Mavs a little tough for a second. They're coming off a three-game road trip. Then they have I'll tell you this right now. This is a horrible spot for the Bulls. Well, tomorrow is. So this is already 5th game in 8 days. They already had to travel a tough time. Then on the first game of back-to-back, they fly to Denver tomorrow. That's going to be their 6th game in 9 nights there. So it'll be interesting to see what that line will be for the Bulls tomorrow. But I think there's actually – they probably going to get absolutely smoked tomorrow in Denver in this one, man, unless they just come out and have a horrible game here. But the Nets, from what I'm reading, Vaughn has his team ready. Like, they want to win. They want to do well in the in-season tournament. They've won 2 straight games. They beat the Miami Heat. They've covered 4 straight games. The Brooklyn Nets have covered all 4 games this season. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think that they covered this one as well, man. The last time the Nets faced up against the Bulls, they lost 131-87 in this one, my guys. 131-87. You can't wait to face a team after you getting smacked by damn near almost 50 points. You see what I'm saying? So would really like to get Nicholas Claxton in there. Would really like to have Cam Johnson in there. But even without him, because let's look at this, at the Bulls. off the bench, man. Their bench they have no offense coming off the bench. This is why the Bulls have been such a good under team. Because I mean, so first off, Zach LaVine and DeRozan need to go off for them to have a shot at winning. First off, if that doesn't happen, and we've seen LaVine go for 50 and they still lose. Look at this: Alex Caruso, Drummond, Torrey Craig, Javon Carter, Ayo Dosunmu, who is questionable with an illness. Those are all defense first guys. So basically, when DeRozan or LaVine go out, they have to keep one of them on the floor at all times. I actually lean towards the under here. The only thing is that the Nets aren't the biggest team, and they do like to run and gun, but they will at least try to lock up and play some defense here, man. So this is an under type of game, in my opinion. Even though the Nets like to run and gun, I definitely think this is an under type of spot here, mainly because the Bulls bench. It's mainly because their bench, man. This bench is it's going to struggle to score basically all year. They're at some point they're probably going to trade LaVine or DeRozan, if not both. Worried about the coach. I always worried about Billy Donovan. He's just a better college basketball coach. So if I'm betting this game, I'm taking the Nets plus a 3.5, and I'm taking the under here. Not enough to trust it, to be perfectly honest with you. What you guys got to say in the chat? What y'all thinking? Nets versus Bucks. Nets going to beat them up, punts, fade. Yeah, no, that's a fade. The Bulls are a fade, in my opinion, right now. I cannot look towards backing them with anything. Ernest said he liking Nets plus 3.5, Nets plus a 4. Everybody in the chat liking the Nets, and I mean, I fucking I agree with it, to be honest with you. If I'm taking this shit, now a lot of these lines are fishy. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, Nets plus a 4, Nets money line. Nets back at home tomorrow versus Celtics night. Nets might really show out here. Yeah, they have to, because I mean they're probably getting smacked tomorrow. Nets first half. Yeah, everybody say Nets in the chat, man, and I'm right there with you. They say Bulls will make it close in the second half. I can't trust the Bulls. I'm sorry. Like when I look at looking at their stats and shit, it's just I'm only looking towards fading the Bulls. That's the only time until they really figure things out or trade some guys. This team is probably going to be a fade all year. I actually need to see what's their in-season win total, because if things start really going downhill, they're going to do a fire sale. They're going to start tanking. They're going to blow up the whole team. And I'm already hearing rumblings of LaVine and DeRozan, and they hear it too. That's why they're not playing their best basketball. So Nets plus a 3.5 under the 222 is the only way that I can look in that game, my guys. Let's go over here to OKC in this one, man. You got the Thunder getting 6 points at the house versus the Golden State Warriors. Warriors have beaten them 9 out of the last 10 times. They're 7-2-1 against the spread last 10 games versus this team as well. The Thunder, this is their 4th straight home game. That's really the only thing that's working in their favor. Personally, I mean, I'd like to work. Me and Ronald was talking about this game yesterday after the show, and I told him that I'm all over the Warriors here, -2, and that's exactly what I did. Unfortunately, they ruled out their best player the day before the game, so you know what I'm saying. There's just opportunity for the line to creep all up. I did tell the members chat yesterday. I sent it out -2. Told them try to get on it ASAP. It was still sitting at 4.5. I told them I'd even ride with them on that on the -4.5, so I got a piece of that. I liked it up to 5. That -5 was my cutoff for the Warriors, guys. So unfortunately, this is a spot that I mean, I'm not that type of guy. It's like, oh, I took it at the early number, but it's just, I mean, that's just a fact. So Warriors -4.5. That's what I'm on. Obviously, have some on the -2 as well and the money line, but I'll be honest, I don't recommend it at 6. Now, if you'd like to play it, I do still lean the Warriors here. The way that the Warriors are playing right now, and they did say they've been very vocal about them wanting to win the in-season tournament for Chris Paul. I mean, so he can get some type of trophy. They're not winning the fucking championship this year, so you better try to get the in-season tournament so Chris Paul can get some type of trophy. I mean, you're not winning another championship, guys. So they can stop that right there. But they really do want the in-season tournament. This could be a close game going down to the wire, but I'll tell you straight up, I've been watching OKC. This isn't the same team from last year, and it's even greater because the lines makers still have their lines basically still based off them being covering all the spreads over the last couple of years. I'm watching them. The bench isn't nowhere near as strong, and also I was watching the last game as well, and I could tell that SGA was gimpy, and I said to myself, he's probably not going to play in the next game, and you see what happened. But like I said, this is 4th straight home game. In theory, that is a good spot for an NBA team. They're on a stand of a 6 game. This is the 4th game of a 6 game homestand, but Maybe they have better chances than the other ones. I think the Warriors go out there and smack them here. I lean their way -6, guys. I didn't bet -6. So the highest number that I did bet for the Warriors was -4.5. I needed to come through. Obviously, I'd like them to win by 7 or more points. So if I had one top play today, it would be Warriors to -6. If you guys like to ride with it, I will be perfectly honest with you. Sometimes a game, it's just like it gets too far. You see what I'm saying? Like I want to let people know that even, I mean, you guys don't care. People don't really listen, but sometimes you don't really have to force a bet. Like if it, I'd like to bet what comes to me. So I'm saying this was the only game that came to me, and I knew I was going to be on Warriors -2. I wanted SGA to play in this game, to be perfectly honest with you. Hopefully you don't get the injured player theory, like, oh, Warriors coming here think that it's easy. I know that they had came off 3 straight road games, went home for one game, and should have lost versus the Kings, but now they're back on the road. I heard Klay Thompson say, we want to flip that narrative. We know that we started out horrible on the road last year. We want to get back to being road warriors. I mean, and that's why they've been playing so well on the road. This team is very happy that Jordan Poole isn't there anymore. This is a really deep team right now in the Warriors. The starting five, they're coming off the bench. I mean, when you have Chris Paul that can run the bench unit with guys like Saric, Kaminga, Gary Payton II, Moses Moody. You even got Trace Jackson Jr. So 1 through 10, I really like what I'm seeing from the Warriors. It's just, I mean, I don't think that they're going to win a championship this year, but they're going to win a lot of games. They're going to cover a lot of games. But versus the top tier teams, I do think that they're going to struggle. The Thunder are the top tier team right now, to be perfectly honest with you. They still have pieces: Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, maybe even Chet Holmgren. But Holmgren probably gets bodied. He probably gets bodied in this one. 1 second, guys. Honestly, I'd still take Warriors -6. I just want you guys to understand that I don't have money on it, and this is probably one of the games that everybody's gonna hop on and think think that it's easy. So I don't really like those type of spots. I bet Warriors -2, -4.5. Those were the only bets that I placed. That's the only bets that I placed today. Still heavily lean Warriors -6. That would be my top play today, but I didn't bet that line. I even told the members my cutoff was -5 for this game. But I mean, 6 isn't much more. I still like it, but my money's not on it. If that makes sense, guys. So if you like to take it, I still like it, but my money isn't on Warriors. But that is my top play today. I think they win this game by double digits. The starting five and the bench is just way too strong, in my opinion. Hopefully they don't do any fishy shit with it, because personally, how I feel, just telling you straight up, I don't like when they rule a top player out the day before the game. I don't like it. Fishy things do happen, to be honest with you. And I wanted to go heavy on the Warriors. I'm not even heavy on it, just because, like, I do get a funny feeling about some of these games today, with it being the in-season tournament, my guys. Next game up, let's go over here to the streets of Miami in this one, man. Heat laying 8.5 points at the house versus the trash ass Warriors in this. I mean, versus the trash ass Wizards in this one, my guys. The Wizards, this is not a good team. This is not a good team. I feel like I'd like to, so I bet 365. They let you bet like in season win totals. I think the Wizards might. I mean, even Kyle Kuzma said we're not going to win a lot of games this year. Now, when they got smacked the other game, he said we're not going to win a lot of games this year, but it can't look like that. I mean, like, we still got to go out and compete, and that tells me that the organization has probably already told Kuzma, like, all right, this is our year that we're gonna go ahead and tank. At some point, they probably start resting. I mean, they don't have to rest Poole, because they can tank and still play his ass. But they probably told Kyle Kuzma at one point, like, we probably gonna, you know what I'm saying, fake an injury, sit you out for the rest of the year. This team is gonna be one of the top 3 worst teams in the league, in my opinion. Now, the Heat, they're not much better, and they really shouldn't deserve to be laying this number, to be honest with you, versus anybody. But they are coming off 4 straight losses. This is back-to-back home games. They have 2 days off of rest before facing the Lakers in this next game as well, which both teams have 2 days of rest after this game as well. But I want to fade the Wizards in some type of way, whether it's Heat first quarter. I'm not laying the Heat, laying a full game with them, the Heat, but the Heat are winning this game. I'm telling you that for sure. But Heat winning, they should smack them up. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't feel comfortable laying 8.5 with anybody, but they can smother the Wizards with their defense. Wizards don't play defense. They take a lot of ill-advised shots, especially Jordan Poole. I mean, I like Tyus Jones out there. They might try to fake an injury for him as well. But Heat first quarter, Heat full game would be my leans. But I would actually probably say the first quarter is a little bit stronger look for the Miami Heat. You want to bounce back, you got to come out and smother the Wizards early, because if you don't and you give them some confidence, I mean, shit, they might mess around and beat you. My guys say trash ass Heat. Wizards put up points in the first year against teams that don't play defense. What does S. Warrior say? My guy says Heat team total over 116.5. He says he likes Tyler Hero over his points. He said he knows his team. Heat first quarter, first half, only way I could go. That's coming from a Heat fan. He even says he doesn't like them full game. He said, my guy LJ, what's up, my brother? He says Wizards are too immature. No, that's a fact right there. No, that's definitely a fact right there, man. So Heat first quarter would be the look in this particular game. I can't trust them full game, to be perfectly honest with you, but that's the only way that I could look in this one. Heat and these are two teams tough to figure out because the Heat are nowhere near as good as they were last year, guys. I'll tell you that right now. You can look at it that they went to the finals. They're obviously missing Gabe Vince and Max Strus over there, but they still have a good solid team. It's just they usually start the season kind of slow. That's just what they do. They started out slow every single time, every single year, man. Let's go over here to the streets of Denver in this one. Nuggets laying 7 points at the house versus the Mavs, getting 7. I'm wondering where the Mavs' first loss is going to come, man. I'll be honest, I didn't think this team would come out 4-0. To be honest with you, man. So if Kyrie comes back in, I'll tell you straight up, so Nuggets looking for a bounce back here. Nuggets first quarter is probably going to be a really good look. I'm not sure who's going to cover the game, which I know Nuggets were sitting at -5 for like a month because these in-season tournament games have been out for a while. Nuggets were sitting at -5, then it went to -6. Now overnight it's up from 6.5 to 7 here, man. So they're thinking the Nuggets going to bounce back. Personally, we know that Jokic plays the whole first quarter. Let me see what this line is, man, because I'm thinking about betting. I'm thinking about betting the Nuggets in the first quarter. Let me see here. What's this Nuggets line in the first quarter? I know that this is the spot. So you can get 1.5 at Superbook. I really like that. It's -2 for the game. I mean, -2 basically everywhere else. I like the Nuggets in the first quarter, man. Mavs first game in high altitude as well. We know it's a play-in tournament game. Like I say, the Nuggets, they could kind of be looking towards like actual championship, but obviously they're going to want to win this game in this one. This is a late game as well. ESPN game. Let me see who the refs are in this. Ed Malloy. Yeah, hopefully. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I could see some fishy shit happening in some of these games, to be perfectly honest with you. Not sure which one it is, but I could see some fishy shit happening, like in these type of games where everybody's on one side and the other one comes through outright. But I still lean Nuggets here. I was telling people yesterday that I think the Nuggets bounce back in this particular spot, and they can smack the Mavs. So I think the Mavs been a little too hot. Hopefully the Nuggets look at this game like, hey, this is the only undefeated team left over here on the Western Conference. We were undefeated. We just came out, got smoked. Where obviously, we glad they got smoked. I was when we was on the Wolves in there, but they lost by 21 points. So this is a bounce back spot for the Nuggets. And you know what? They do fit the system as well. You know what? I'll take Nuggets in the first quarter. I have all books, so I am going to take a -1.5. But even the -2, I still like it. I'm going to put some on Nuggets in the first quarter. I think I'm gonna do that right now, my guys. So I'm gonna put some on Nuggets in the first quarter. I'll put a half unit on Nuggets in the first quarter because it does fit the system. And from now on, I'm going to take my system plays. We know that this is a bounce back spot for the Nuggets. We know that the Mavs have been playing a little bit too hot, a little bit too much over their head as well. What they say, Kyrie in. So Kyrie's in, and so the spread is going down to 5.5. So you definitely should be able to get 1.5 for that first quarter there. Let me just see real quick, man. We're gonna bet it on the show. And this one is -1.5, -125. I still like the -2 though, man. But yeah, I'm putting some on Nuggets first quarter right now. So I will add a bet for you guys. I'll tell you right now, it's not, man, these fuckers didn't limit me to $87, bro. $87 on the book. That's the type of shit that I deal with. So I just bet $87 on Nuggets first quarter, my guys. Barstool limit me to $87. Can you believe that, my guys? But maybe I'll get somewhere else and put something else on it. But Nuggets first quarter, I do have something. Right now I only got $87 on it, but we'll wait till the line settles out as well. But regardless, I like Nuggets in the first quarter, -1.5, -2. Let me see here really quick. Man, they tripping, man. Yeah, I even still like it at -2, man. The Nuggets finna come out there, and at the very least, they're gonna cover that first quarter. I know Luca at some point he might try to come back in the game, but for that first quarter, I like the Nuggets to come out and ball at the house, they're coming off a loss, Mavs coming off a win, Nuggets in high altitude. They play really great in the first quarter. I'll take Nuggets in the first quarter. System play. See what I'm saying? What's up, my brother Markel? But yeah, yeah, Barstool, bro. They limit me to $87. No fucking lie, bro. No lie, I would have just showed it to you, but I don't want to show you how much money is in my account. But nah, bro. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Kyrie's in. That's good. That's good. I like that. Now the Mavs have a good team. I don't think they should have started off 4-0, but this is probably their first loss coming. Could be a close game, but I definitely like the Nuggets to start out here with the bang in this one, man. Jokic playing as long as he plays the whole first quarter. Nuggets gonna cover their first. They're gonna cover their first quarter, but be up by at least 5 points at the end of the first quarter. Last game up, man. Let's go over here to the streets of Portland in this one, man. We got the Blazers getting 3.5 points at the house versus the Grizzlies. Man, them Grizzlies look like they ass, bro. It's the only team that still doesn't have a win. Now, is this a really good opportunity to get a win for the Grizzlies? It is. Do I want to trust him? No. But that's the only way I could look. We know that Scoot Henderson is out for the Blazers. He hasn't looked the best, but this is still not a good spot for the Blazers. Coming back in off a 3-game road trip, first game back at the house as well. What, fourth game in 6 days? Fourth game in 6 days, all with travel as well. Man, if the Grizzlies can't win this one, man, I'm not sure when they're going to be able to get a win. Now, obviously, they do face the Blazers back-to-back games as well. So, I mean, you got to win one of these games. We know that they used to be like a strong-minded type of team. We know that they don't have Tyus Jones anymore. They have a ton of injuries, guys. We know this. But 0-5 start to the season. Marcus Smart, Desmond Bain, and Jaren Jackson Jr., they have enough to get this shit done. They have enough to play better. There's no way in here. They looked horrible versus Utah. I mean, I'm watching that game. The defense was horrible. They were letting them tee up from 3. The Blazers are actually 5-0 against the spread the last 5 versus the Grizzlies, man. I'll be honest, guys. I can't bet the Grizzlies. I lean their way. They should get this win. My guy LJ says fade the Blazers in the first quarter. That would be a good look. That actually fits the system there, LJ, to be honest with you. Grizzlies in the first quarter. Anthony says he's all over the Grizz. Let's see. I'm getting trap vibes on this one. That's a fact. He said he like fire blaze him in this one. Triple J trash on offense. Taking the Grizz money line. Better not be the NBA and not better NBA until Christmas. Yeah. So if the Grizz, I mean, this is an in-season tournament game. What better spot for the Grizzlies to get their first win in the game that has like a little bit more meaning, right? So if they start out 1-0 in the in-season tournament, that might give them a little bit of confidence as well, man. So my guy's saying he like Grizzlies money line and Warriors money line. Hard to pass on 2 trash teams. Yeah, no, that's a fact right there, man. That's a fact. I'm on Joker PRA. And my guy Zach says he can't trust the Grizzlies. Yeah, I can't trust the Grizzlies as well. My guys. Yeah, you can get -1.5 at Westgate for sure. I'd lean the Grizzlies. I can't lay points with them, especially on the road. Ron Crawford says he liked the Grizzlies on the money line. See what I'm saying? Ernest says we will win. You dig what I'm saying? And my guy Nadeem says he's actually on the Blazers in this one, man. That's it for me, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. This Friday is a tricky card. There wasn't many games that just really came to me that's like, you know what, I got a strong feel for this one. Hopefully there's no fishy business with the Warriors. Just straight up basketball and the refs not stepping in or the players stepping in for some funny business. Warriors should smack the Thunder today, guys. So I did bet Warriors -2. I bet them -4.5. I'd still lean their way at -6, but my money isn't on it, to be perfectly honest with you. That was my strongest spot of the day. The Warriors actually wanted SGA to be in, but we know how it is sometimes when the injured player is out. But I still think the Warriors take this game seriously, my guys. So my main play was on -2. I sprinkled on a -4.5 so I could ride with the members as well, because I basically told them to take this yesterday. It's up to 6 now, so it's a little unfortunate, but I will add a play for everybody because I'm not going official with Warriors -6. I'll add Nuggets in the first quarter -1.5, -2, whichever you can get. I think they're up by at least 3 points at the end of the first quarter in that one. And Kyrie coming back as well. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of an adjustment period as well. So as long as Jokic plays that first quarter, the whole first quarter, I think the Nuggets come out and have a lead in that one. I took -1.5, but I still like the -2 as well. Honorable mentions would be Heat first quarter, the Nets in the full game, and the under in that game as well. The Nets Bulls under. I'm on Nuggets in the first quarter -1.5, and also would lean towards Grizzlies in the first quarter. And it pains me to say I lean their way full game as well. But I mean, if you can't beat the Blazers in this particular spot, I don't know when you're gonna get. I don't know when you're gonna get a win. See what I'm saying? My guy Dylan says he likes the Grizzlies Blazers under. That makes a little bit of sense as well, because the Grizzlies, they got to come out there and try to lock up on defense, man. Damn, Westgate just flipped to -2 for the first quarter, man. So that, I mean, you know what I'm saying? They just did this shit. My guy Lingo says he likes Knicks money line best bet. Y'all post your games in the chat. You see what I'm saying? Post your games in the chat. Whatever you like in the chat, post them here, even in the comments below. I'm going to reply to all comments. Let me know what your bet, man. I might end up riding with you on some shit if it makes sense to me, my guys. So let's get some cash today, man. A little 1-1 yesterday. Should have been 2-0. It's all good. I'm glad I stayed off the Suns. Because remember, I told you I'd like Suns in the trifecta spot. I was like, but I'm not betting it. Just didn't really like the feel of the game. Devin Booker ruled in. They ended up losing the game, but whatever. I'm not here to waste your time. What I bet was Warrior. My main play today was Warriors -2. I also put some on at -4.5 with the members. Then I also I just bet on the show Nuggets -1.5 in the first quarter. You see what I'm saying? So heavily lean Grizzlies in the first quarter. That meets the criteria. They meets the criteria, and they got to come out with something. If they want to win that game, Grizzlies got to come out with something in the first quarter there as well, man. So it does meet the criteria for the first quarter play. I might end up adding it, man. I might end up adding it, my guys. Yeah, if you guys can, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well, and also if you can, join the channel as a member, man. Just support the channel, man. I also send out plays, live bets, all live bets. I do a parlay for the golden members every day as well, and that's what we're doing, man. So if you don't have to join the channel as a member, but I'd appreciate it, my guys. But let's get some cash, man. Obviously, it's all love, man. We will win. We will get some cash today. I'll check out the card tomorrow. If I have a play, I'll go live. If I don't, then I won't be doing the show, my guys. But let's get some cash. We will win. NBA Talk with Jay, man. Y'all know how it is. Let's get some cash. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hope everybody has a great day, a great weekend, and let's get this cash, baby. Let's go.